necessarily against it. The Spectre ban was to be expected, or pick rather, was to be expected because of how much we saw them played yesterday, and I think Arteezy had an especially good game on it, despite the fact that he was being kept down a lot in the lane.
But as the panel was saying, like the Bristleback pickup really plays out beautifully just because it's so good up against Dendy's Invoker. And Dendy's actually not going to go for what I thought he might be trying to do here, which is something like Cross Swags. That the panel was also saying that normally the Bristle is not great up against Necro style heroes. And if you're obviously an Invoker, you just have like an EMP Tornado, you take away all of that mana with the Bristleback, and then there's just no more quells to speak of. But it's not the case. In fact, looks like they have actually balled forward to Dendy. He's got no easy regeneration apart from like burning that salve of his. One charges or not, it's going to be a very difficult lane for Dendy and a very high consumable lane for him.
Yeah, probably, and I agree with Swindle entirely. Like, art style is gonna be the deciding factor on how Navi's early game is gonna go. He needs to be omnipresent in this mid lane to allow Dendy to farm up, because Digitara is probably gonna have a pretty easy time up in the top lane with the support of Disruptor. Very annoying for any melee hero to go up against Disruptor and support.
Oh.
Universe is prepared with plenty of regen though.
Bottom lane, Fear, a little bit of a wide ball right there on General. Unable to connect. Which means there was no instant follow-up. Universe was also heavily harassed by Seneko, and so he's already had to burn that salve of his on this top lane.
Yeah, but the return is then that Seneko actually didn't have as much regen as Universe, obviously, so he's running around on half HP now.
Okay, Samel's having a very bad time. Artstyle hasn't really done much. Like, his presence is here in the lane, but he's hit, like, I think he's hit 3 or 4, like, Hadoukens out from that Sada Tormentor against the Bristleback. Yeah,
the Shockwave is, when you say he hasn't done much, he's basically taking away all the HP of the Bristleback with those 400 damage.
Artstyle, well, PPD, he's gonna get nuked down a little bit. Artstyle, do you have enough damage? There's no more blast coming out from that Sad where he's out of mana, and Artstyle knows it. He'll turn to as much damage as he possibly can as Samel. But the kill has basically been done. General was in the neighborhood as well, and the Sunstrike, it's a little bit off target. Samel not going to go down to that one, and you still got this battle going on. There's Balanced Spirit going up against Faceless Void.
Honestly, a part of me think that Sumail wasn't even mindful about the Sunstrike. It didn't seem as if he was intentionally trying to dodge it or anything. He just changed position on the Hellcaller to make sure that he got the kill on it.
Unintentional awesomeness.
Yeah, so the good thing for Navi is that Ditara is free farming on the top lane, and you really want the Lycan to have all the farm you can get as fast as you can get. I really liked his build yesterday, that he ran up against Secrets with the Solar Crest into Necromicon.
Denied.
Universe, though, is still finding a lot of levels on this offlane. So once again, we're going to see an EG offlaner with a quick ultimate. Be it, obviously, it was the Chrono previously, and this time around it's going to be a Raw.
Yeah, so you can see Artstyle is trying to be as proactive as he possibly can on this gen right now, constantly being in the face of EG. I hope he commits to a set of boots, so that he isn't as easy as a target as he is right now, because Fear alone, also without boots, can kill him with the Orb of Venom.
Well, not going to go on PPD. Arteezy, what's he got coming out? So it's going to be the end of his Poor Man's Shield, plus the extra quality. Man, this movement from Artstyle, it is actually keeping the supports and focus of EG on him, and whichever lane he goes to. So now you've actually got Fear not adding pressure onto Dendy, and that was the big point we were looking at. We were looking to see if Dendy would actually end up dying.
Exactly, and that's definitely worthwhile, because you'll have Dendy free farming on the Invoker on the middle lane, and you still have Ditara farming on the top lane as well on his Lycan. And eventually, those two with the summons they have will be able to push down the towers, and that is the real edge I feel like Navi's draft has on EG. The fact that they have these summons that can escalate their farm and keep pressuring the towers. EG's tower defense is a lot, or not tower defense, tower push is that's a lot.
It's a lot weaker.
Yeah.
Like, until the Bristleback is able to get, like, bigger and bigger, because that's where you get most of your damage from, when he's able to get those higher stacks up in Warpath. Then the physical damage will melt through the buildings, but you kind of need that, because the Spectre isn't a tower pusher.
What I wanted to say is that there's a lot of dive in their lineup, but there's very little tower damage.
Well, PPD going to get trapped up. General's going to make his way over as well with that time walk forward. Doesn't get the time lock on the first hit, however. There's no big following up damage from him or control.
The Satyr Tormentor's back. Still has half of his mana pool. You could argue that 600 mana is a...
Dendi being initiated on by Samael. Samael, gotta be careful. He can still be glimpsed back. He's pretty low on life. And yep, there comes the glimpse. He triggers the Fairy Fire, keeps his back turned. It will actually be the kill. Snakeo's dropping very, very low. At the same time on the bottom lane, Navi find themselves another kill. They get 2 cores, the safe laner and the mid laner of EG, for the price of a disruptor.
Yeah, I didn't even see how he died on the bottom lane. Did he get incredibly low through these shockwaves?
The last thing I saw was Arstar's creep surrounding him underneath the tier 1 tower. But he dropped very, very low, moving back behind the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, well played by Arstyle. Definitely getting a lot out of the early aggression from the Chen. And now he's actually got both his boots and is closing up on the Arcane boots as well.
Another movement by PPD, but Dendi, this is one way to stop yourself from getting ganked. He keeps sending the Forest Spirits to scout out for the runes. But it also sees the rotations of any of the EG support heroes that normally try and like pick you off when you do move for these runes.
Yeah, another purpose that summons are really good for. Artstyle controlled the bottom rune, denied it.
This CS is so dang good. It's 45 CS in 6.5 minutes for Didira. Like this Lycan, you said free space on the top lane. It really has been that. Universe has managed to find 23 of his own, and he's got this Iron Talent, so he's not far behind. But it's just the fact that Didira's moving himself in a really good position. You get out that glance, and with this lineup from Navi, Roshan really isn't that difficult, and well...
Easy pickup on PPD with the glimpse into Dendi's Cold Snap. Not much support can do. So what EG wants to have happen in this game is that they want to gank all over the map. They have 4 heroes that are very, very effective in ganking.
It doesn't feel that way though, because right now it looks like Navi are the ones who are ganking all over the map.
Well, they need the levels to follow up with it. It's not until Spectre gets the Haunt that the lineup gets potent enough to do so.
But he can't get enough space in the bottom lane to do so.
Exactly.
Every time he comes in close, General just runs at him.
Beastmaster is still not level 6 for the Primal War, and the supports are standing up there waiting for that to happen so that they can kill off the Lycan.
Well, they can try. Sneko definitely want his glimpse back before they do it. Meanwhile, Dendi is just getting bigger and bigger. He's actually the top net worth on the field now with the Hand of Midas completed. And just beating into the Bristleback with the Sunstrike. Samael, he walks into with that last attack from the Force Spirit. Barely reached from Dendi, but it will do the work. The wall is up from Sneko, buying space. The ball forward, D-Right getting stunned up. But once again, EG lose a core, and Disruptor is the only casualty of war here from Navi.
Yeah, so what Navi wanted to do was actually go on the Beastmaster on top lane. Disruptor constantly harassed him to take him down low so that the Disruptor could come in and glimpse him back. So Disruptor preemptively uses Shapeshift to go on him, revealing the smoke of the EG players, and instead it's gonna be Soneko who pays with his life, but that's definitely worth it because it lets Didira survive this gank that they were going for. There's still Primal Raw up on the Beastmaster though, so any lane right now, they know he's home healing, so they gotta be careful about with all of their lanes. I think Dendi especially should probably be extra careful. There's no Haunt up on Spectre though. Yeah,
he used it to get up to the top, and now well, EG, they are smoke moved. I want to keep my eyes on General's TP scroll, see if he uses that, because if EG do start to fight, they fight underneath that tier 1 tower, like this moment of Chrono might save the life here of Didira, but okay, no, he's permanently locked down. EG just, Navi just accept the fate that their Lycan is dead, and they'll look for the best trade-off they can possibly get, which is tier 1 tower damage on the bot lane.
Yeah, because they must have known that one of the lanes was gonna die.
I like the 2 from General. He starts to cut through the tree line. It looks like he's trying to see when EG start their TPs in. If they start their TPs in. The ball comes in towards mid lane in the meantime. Dendi calls Navi. He's got 2 Force Spirits on. He's actually going to kill off Fear. The Hand of God gives the extra life as General. He'll arrive, but it's a little bit too late to get that Chronosphere off. But they already achieved, again, what they wanted to do. That tier 1 tower is lost on bottom lane. And Sneko, this tier 1 tower on top lane took minimal to almost no damage. And how big is Dendi getting 4 kills in 9.5 minutes now with 5.3k net worth?
And how this sounds weird, but it was actually the best death they could have hoped for on the top lane because it allowed them to freely take the bottom tower, and it allowed Dendi to continuously pressure the middle lane, knowing that whatever gank would come on the middle lane, it wouldn't be near fearful enough for him to actually die, especially not with Hand of God being available for Artstyle.
The next big point I'm waiting for is to see, one, how effective that Haunt's going to be from the Spectre, and also see, because if it's not that effective, you are running an Invoker who likes to solo Roshans on Dire side, but it's also a Vladimir's offering already over on Dira. Can they slip inside of Roshan?